My name is Julia Rowland, and this is Patty Luna. And we are at Skagit Valley College in Mount Vernon, Washington. And we are going to read from It Takes Two, and Tango Makes Three by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell, illustrated by Henry Cole. Okay, we're going to start from here. Every year at the same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins, and the boy penguins start noticing the girl penguins, and the right girl and the right boy find each other, and they become a couple. Two penguins in the penguin house were a bit different. Uh-oh. One was named Roy, and one was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other and walked together. They sang to each other and swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsci, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home, so they built a nest of stones for themselves, and every night Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. And every morning Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw the other couples do something they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg, and the papa penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there would be a baby penguin. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little bit empty. One day, Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo sat carefully on it and sat and sat. And when Silo got sleepy, he slept. And when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam, and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock, but nothing happened. Then the zookeeper got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. They knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest, and every day they turned it so that each side stayed warm. And some days Roy sat while Silo went for food. Other days it was Silo's turn to take care of the egg. They sat in the morning, and they sat at night, and they sat through lunchtime and swim time and supper. Until one day they heard a noise coming from inside of their egg. Peep, 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 it said, and Roy and Silo called back, squawk, squawk. Peep, peep, answered the egg, and suddenly a tiny hole appeared in the egg shell. Am I done? No. And then, crack! Out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. And now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsci decided, because it takes two to make a tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry, and they fed her food from their beaks, and they snuggled her in their nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin at the zoo to have two daddies. Soon, Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest, and Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with the other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango! They cheered. Woo! And at night, the three penguins returned to their nest where they snuggled together. And like all the other penguins at the penguin house and all the other animals in the zoo and all the families in the big city around them, they went to sleep. The end.